Many people do not know this about me, but I was a professional fight promoter in the state of Illinois. I was one of 3 licensed professional fight promoters. I held that business from 2005 all the way till 2014, almost did it a decade. I was a feeder to the UFC. I had multiple fighters go through my regional MMA promotion into the big leagues. And that was an honor and a privilege to see the success of these incredible fighters. But I truly learned a lot about myself and business, because as a fight promoter, you know, when that bell rings for the first fight is when a fight promoter gets to actually take a breath. It's that 12 weeks prior of matching the fight card, getting the vendors lined up, getting all the advertising, selling the tickets. Like that alone, putting tails in seats is a hard enough job. But I learned so much about myself being a fight promoter, dealing with all the red tape behind the scenes with the state. It was a lot of fun. I learned a lot about business just in general, how ruthless and brutal it can be. And managing fighters is a chore, let me tell you. You know, getting amateur fighters to show up on time, on weight is a job on its own. And so I learned a whole lot in my tenure as a professional mixed martial arts promoter. All right, so here's my challenge. My challenge is, don't be one of those people sitting still. Embrace change, adapt change. And you know what? Learn to see change, anticipate change, and most importantly, just adapt it. If you do that, you will be successful, period. It's those that sit still get left behind, all right? So change is not a bad thing, period. All right, that's my unsolicited TED Talk on change. Peace. Let's make today great, guys. See you. In my travels, I get asked this all the time from dealer principals. They'll pull me aside. They're like, Adam, I see you online. You're all over talking. You know, what really separates a successful F&I department from a non-successful F&I department? And really, what does it take to win an F&I? And it's a 3-step process. It's very simple. It is very simple. We can't overthink it. Number 1 is you have to have the right F&I products that are attached to the right profit share program. Not the profit share program that the insurance company wants to stick you in that benefits them the most. You need to be in the right program that benefits your goals, aspirations, and what you're trying to accomplish short-term and long-term. Number 2, you got to have defined processes that are trained on with a layer of accountability. Without accountability, your processes will not work. The processes must be held accountable. So that's number 2. Number 3, I think this might be the most important piece to this equation, is consistent, relevant coaching and mentorship that never ends. Training isn't something that we did. It is something that we must do, and we must commit as professionals to be coached and mentored on a never-ending continuous basis. If you have those 3 things, you will be successful. If you have one of those 3 things, you will not. If you have 2 of those 3 things, you might just get by, but you'll never truly grow to your maximum potential. If you have all 3 of those things, you will win. I promise that, because I see it every single day in the automotive retail industry. For those that do those 3 things and have those 3 things, they win, period. You know, I love automotive more than anything, and the F&I space is kind of my lane. I try to stay in my lane. And what fascinates me about F&I and dealers in today's marketplace is you'll find a dealer principal every 2 years, every 3 years, they'll shop their garage keeper's liability insurance policy to save $2,000, $5,000, $10,000. But we'll stay with the same provider that's been overcharging the dealer and providing no value. We'll stick with them for 10 years. I can't figure out why that exists. So I challenge dealers to just look at things a little bit differently. If you have not done an audit or a checkup on your current provider in a couple of years, now's the time to do so. There's a lot that's changed in the marketplace. The reinsurance structures of 2010 look nothing like the reinsurance structures that reside in today's marketplace. So I challenge dealers to take a look at the big picture. Instead of trying to save a couple thousand, let's look at potentially increasing millions and millions of dollars via wealth building in your profit participation program. It's your money and you deserve it. You know, when I look at placing F&I professionals, helping our current clients place F&I professionals, I'm looking for a couple of things. I'm looking for somebody that's got great attention to detail, somebody that is dotting I's and crossing T's. An F&I professional doesn't necessarily need to be the number one salesperson on the floor, because I can take a 15-car guy or gal or a 20-car guy or gal, maybe they're middle of the road on the board, and I can take them into a top producing F&I professional as long as there's a couple characteristics that reside. Attention to detail, servant leadership, somebody that wants to get up out of their chair and help salespeople facilitate transactions. I'm looking for people that have high levels of communication. When it comes to selling intangible products, you got to paint a picture with words. So I'm looking for somebody that can tell stories that benefit the retail consumer. I'm looking for people that will treat others the way they want to be treated and not necessarily the way they want to be treated. The golden rule is biblical, I agree with it. But in sales, I look at the platinum rule, and it's truly treating individuals the way they want to be treated. So how do we do that? Well, I want an F&I professional that can identify personality types. I want somebody that can truly see the big picture on what the wants, needs, and desires. Because when somebody shows up at the dealership, something has changed in their transportation needs. And as professionals, we got to be able to identify what's changed, what are they trying to accomplish, how does that consumer receive and retain information, and we have to deliver products and services that suit and benefit the retail customer in a way that they can speak their language. And so I'm looking for F&I professionals that can communicate well, that truly want to get out of their own way and help other people, that can truly handle objections. Because I'll tell you right now, when consumers say no to F&I products, it's based on previous experience. We're products of our past. So if you want to look at the way we bought our last 5 vehicles, probably going to determine how we buy our next 5. And so as F&I professionals, we have to get involved and really get into the psyche of previous experience and find out an ownership experience that our consumer truly wants and deserves. So to land the plane, when I'm looking for somebody that's professional, punctual, servant leading, can communicate at a very high level, and pays attention to the details. The devil's in the details, friends. And a lot of times we think, don't sweat the small stuff. Well, in F&I, the small stuff will really turn into the big stuff quickly. I've seen CIT schedules get completely out of line because we're not paying attention to the little details. So that's what I'm looking for when I'm looking to recruit, retain, hire. And one piece that is critical, and I speak this to dealers, is pay plans drive behavior. Having the right pay plan that fits and suits the dealer's goals and aspirations, short-term and long-term, but that is in alignment with the F&I professional's goals and aspirations as well. Because as a dealer, it's one thing to bring in one of the best F&I producers in the city, but we can lose them real quick by not having the right pay plan, by not having the right perks, by not having the right communication. We can lose that person, and we can't afford it in today's marketplace to lose real talent. Yeah, my best advice for somebody that wants to, become a successful entrepreneur is study individuals that are doing the things that you want to do. And it took me a long time to understand that. Like, the blueprint's there. All the greats left us the blueprint, and that blueprint is in the form of books. Unfortunately, a lot of us will take information or read and get advice, and we don't take any action on those things. So therefore, we continue to get what we've got. I challenge people that truly want to win and want to win at a high level. Study individuals in your field that are winning. Study their habits, study their decision making, study their routines, and implement and emulate that in your life. And if you do that, you win. It's a formula. It just works.